She's encouraging her young to walk without any help. The reward is some well-deserved milk. Many females give birth in April. Nothing like a little head start on some moves that will come in handy in the future. This is how the magnificent creatures have survived in the woods of the Jata Plateau. What's interesting, however, is that they haven't always been here. Their exact origin is uncertain. One theory holds that they were originally farm animals brought over from Africa 2,500 years ago. Later, when larger and stronger horses were introduced, the smaller Jata breed were released into the wild. But they soon proved to be a menace, feasting on farmers' crops. The local people began chasing them away, until finally the horses settled atop the remote Jata Plateau, where the soil is unfit for farming. And here they stayed in this rugged natural setting, for the most part free from worry. But the dry season ushers in a harsh reality to the plateau. Most ponds dry up. It's an especially trying time for the young. They have no choice but to move past the once abundant source of water. Other herds are also relocating. All seem to be heading in the same direction. We tracked them to one of the last remaining ponds on the plateau, but even this one has receded greatly. Herds arrive one after another. As we mentioned, horses regulate their body temperature through sweating. If they can't find enough water during the hot summer months, they will die. Normally, the herds live within their established territories, but desperate times call for cooperative measures. The pond provides other nourishment as well. The water crowfoot plants with white flowers in spring are a valuable delicacy. The horses are able to recover their energy. The pond has also attracted that nuisance we're all familiar with. Bachelors. We can imagine what's on this fellow's mind. It's only during this period that so many gather in one spot. It's the perfect chance to seize a family. The bachelor makes his move. His targets are females who are so busy drinking, they've lost sight of their group. His strategy is to slowly nudge them away and eventually take them for his own. But he's been discovered. Here comes the male leader. The bachelor is chased away. Here as well. Fathers have no time to rest. This time, the bachelor is harassing a mother with her fork. He's quite persistent. That does it. This father charges directly into the intruder and stands his ground. He tries to intimidate his opponent by violently splashing the water. And now a kick. The bachelor counters. Again the water splash. The father combines several moves. A true leader. But this is one hot-blooded bachelor. It rears up and bites the leader's throat. This is a common fighting technique. The father manages to thwart the attack and gains the upper hand. He comes down on the bachelor in a show of dominance. And that's that. The father must challenge all comers. Yet another face-off. A possible kick is enough for the bachelor to back away. But it's only a feint. The father misses, while the bachelor closes in and bites the neck. The base of the neck is a horse's weak spot. Biting there renders the opponent powerless. The father was clearly caught off guard. There is nothing he can do. And we have a winner. But it's not the daring dad. He trots away from the scene. The family is now in the hands of a new leader.
Now hold your horses.
Oh, Charlie.
Please tell me, how can the father be okay with losing his family so easily?
Well, of course he's not okay with it. But perhaps this might be a strategy.
Whoa there, a strategy?
Well, he's been kept busy since arriving at the pond, right?
Yes?
It's possible that he purposely decided to withdraw until he can regain his energy. In fact, making a comeback by winning a new fight is something you see all the time.
Really?
A male can remain the leader for only 5 or 6 years at most. It's truly an energy-consuming job, Charlie.
Well, that makes sense. Sometimes you gotta hoof it to counter the odds.
It's the peak of summer on the island of Sardinia. The beaches are packed with travelers enjoying the sun and sea. But all is not well with the horses on the Jata Plateau. The year of our filming, the area experienced its worst drought in 50 years. Most ponds had gone dry. The telltale signs of extreme hunger. Despite the many insects on its neck, this horse makes no effort to shoo them. A foal is too weak to stand. The prolonged drought is taking a toll. The parched ground offers little to eat. The available green leaves are all from cork oaks and too hard for horses to consume. Will they find water or grass somewhere? The horses continue to wander. Just as the drought was reaching its worst, the team spotted an adult female that had collapsed in the forest. She struggled to stand, but she simply had no energy left. A nursing mother can easily become dehydrated and lose all her energy. This horse is perhaps also a mother who had been doing her best to raise her young. The following day, a foal walks up to the female. It's most likely her young. The foal gently prods the fallen creature, but there is no response. That year, an incredible 130 horses lost their lives. The Jada horses must somehow survive the harsh conditions. But we found some who decided on another option. They reached the edge of the plateau. Stretched out below them lies vast pasture land. They start going down the hill. They are leaving the dry plateau behind for the only nourishment they can find. However, the horses aren't used to going down steep slopes. Their entire body weight is concentrated on just their front legs. In addition, the hard and flat hooves aren't fit for walking on the smooth rocks. They are now halfway down the hill. Finally, some edible grass. It's been a while since their last meal. But soon, a new challenge. Grazing sheep are headed their way. The shepherd notices the horses and starts shouting to chase them away. After all, they're considered a nuisance that strips the land of grass. The horses have no choice but to go back. They must climb the steep slope they had so much trouble descending. Only the parched plateau awaits them.
This is a nightmare. I'm getting all stir up and can't rein in my anger. The shepherd should share some grass, especially at this difficult time.
I understand how you feel, Charlie. But this area is managed by the local people. There's only enough grass for the sheep.
But hey, isn't that a bit selfish? After all, the people were the ones who brought the horses here, used them, and then released them.
Yes, you are right. But the relationship between man and horse in Sardinia isn't all bad. There are even farmers who prepare hay just for the horses.
Now that's an equine tale I want to hear.
Many people have a special attachment to Jata horses. Veterinarians and volunteers treat the sick and injured. This just goes to show that we can all live side by side in peace.
Well, so much for us naysayers. I think I'll just get off my high horse now and trot on out of here.
Finally, the long wait is over. In Sardinia, autumn ushers in the rainy season. The welcome rain wets the mains and the plains. The horses munch away on moist moss. Shoots of grass also provide nourishment. The Jata Plateau will soon be blanketed in a thick green carpet. These horses have survived the harshest summer in decades, but that is now in the past. The Jata horses have been at the mercy of both man and nature. They have risen to the challenge each time with intensity and passion.